Good morning, AP Euro. It's good to be back, and sorry that I've been out of touch for a little bit with you. I got slightly sick the last week, so I was out of commission for a couple of days. And also, I was pleasantly surprised by the degree to which my world history students got involved in their lessons for the week. So, whereas you have had my undivided attention for a couple of weeks, um, I had to kind of split it with them. Anyway, so hope you had a good weekend. And for those of you who celebrated Easter yesterday, it's the holiest day of the Christian calendar and by far the biggest celebration. So happy Easter to all of you. The As far as this week and what I'm working on right now, I have, though silent in communicating with you for a few days, I've not been doing nothing. What I've been trying to do is figure out a system by which I can do some short review videos for you and can do kind of a screen capture where I can do short, I guess, slideshows and talk over those. So I've been messing around with something called Screencastify. I have no idea if it's any good compared to others like it, but I am sort of learning to use it. And so what I'm doing, the lesson that I'm working on is on imperialism. And this is like the last, I guess, major topic we didn't really hit. Would have been the next thing we did in class. So the so-called new imperialism. So that's I explained in the other videos, but in brief, the old imperialism was what we call the Age of Discovery and the first wave colonization. This is picture, Christopher Columbus and Cortez and Pizarro and da Gama. Basically, Portuguese ships slowly working their way around the coast of Africa, Spanish ships landing in the New World, discovering that it was not part of India or China, but setting up shop there and starting colonies there, and eventually the French and English colonizing the Americas, and the Dutch beginning to trade along with the British to the Far East. So the new imperialism began in the late 1800s. 1870 is usually used as a starting point, and continued really to the First World War. And by this time, the Americas had fought for and gained their independence. So the New World is no longer under direct European control, though it is still an active trade with the Europeans. So it's not completely Europe free. But at the same time, Europe began to heavily colonize Africa and be a very strong force in Asia, not just having access to ports, but really like taking control. And a lot of that had to do with the advances of the Industrial Revolution, that Europeans by this time had significant, enormous gaps in the power of their machines and their military technology compared to the other countries. So it's a very brutal era in terms of Europeans' treatment of non-Europeans. So anyway, I'm putting together a series of short videos on that. Not so much featuring my face, but featuring slides and pictures and things like that. So look for that in the next couple of days. I have discovered, like most of my lectures that I consider any good, it takes a long time to produce them the way I want them. These are little 5-minute videos, and I would say it's taking an hour or two to write and record how I want these videos to look. So, which is fine. Like, I'm willing to do the work, and obviously it'll benefit me long after this year, but it has taken a while. So what I'd like to do is I'm going to finish this series of videos on the new imperialism, and I'll post those to my YouTube channel and to the Google Classroom. And I will also then once we do that, I'm going to ask you to watch those, and then I will host some Google Meets like we did last week, where we get together and you can ask questions and we can discuss what you've learned in those and make sure you've got it. Also, I'm going to put out the College Board's published rubric for your one-question AP test that's upcoming, and we'll get going talking about that and picking apart how to succeed on it. So those are my plans for this week. They're not ready to roll out immediately, but I do have a couple of the imperialism videos, and I'll put those out, and I'll let you know when the next stuff is ready to go. Hope you're doing well, and I still miss you guys, and hope you're happy and healthy and not going too stir crazy with the terrible weather today and the long incarceration that we're all under. Have a great week, everybody.